joined us, and then welcome to episode number 3 in the Tensiononics. Can't remember the actual phrase now, the headline, but hey, anyway, this week it's a bit of a mixture. As you can see, I've got my barrow with me. I'm going backwards and forwards between lakes. Well, I actually started off on Sunny 2, did a night, I thought I'd catch 1 or 2, but no, it didn't happen. Come over here and tried to catch a real big whacker, which I know they're in here, but not today, unfortunately. I did have one, you'll see that in the film, but right now I'm absolutely knackered. I'm going to go home, get showered, changed, and then get my kit sorted, get some bits and bobs ordered, and hopefully see you lot on the bank next week. Maybe Tension Brew next week, let's see. Anyway, it's not a long video, some of you will be happy to see. So, right, I've gone. See you all later. Right, day 1. Back again at Wyeside. Bear with me, I'm still struggling a bit with the flu. As you would have noticed, this video's a bit back to front. But I'm starting here, this week's session, on Sunny 2, peg 1. As you can see, the barrow's loaded. That's ready for me to quickly get my rods up, put them on top, and go over to the next lake, which is behind me, and hopefully bag 1 or 2 out of there. It's a smaller lake, there's a real big one in there that I want. But I thought I'll try it on here first, see if I can get a couple on my belt, because it'll be pretty tough on there. And I think if I can get 1 or 2 for the camera from here, and I don't catch out over there, well, at least I've had 2 or 1. But when I first got it, I walked around that lake, and the peg that I wanted, it was full of big pike in the margins, and I mean they were big. And I thought, well, I'm not going to fish here today, so what I've been doing is I've been chucking a bit of bait in the margins at either side. And then tomorrow morning, probably about 10 o'clock-ish, I'll wheel the barrow around and fish around there for a couple of nights. And then maybe come back in here for the last night. I'm not so sure, I don't know. I'll have to see how it goes on there. But it's a much smaller lake. I won't say it's any easier because I don't think there's many tension in it. But like I said, there's a big one in. And like I said, if I can get 1 or 2 on here for today and tonight, the cameras, that's a bonus. But that's the plan for this week. I'm going to be very mobile. I'm going to be flying around with a barrow. I'll be doing a bit of float fishing in the margins. I'll be mainly using natural baits, such as your hemp, coin, maggots, worms, casters, that type of thing. I've got my own ground bait mixed with me, which I'll probably use to bait at the margins with. I've not brought a lot of hemp. I've only brought 10 litre. Well, not even 10 litre. Yeah, I have 10 litre. I've already used a jar on my baiting spot out here, like I always fish. 9 and a bit wraps towards that tree on the point. So let's just hope it comes along. Let's something happens tonight and in the morning. We'll see what we can do. As you can see, the barrow's there, so it's going to be a bit more of a mobile session is this one. And I'll show you how I fish a silty water like that one over there as well. That's very silty. It's completely different to Sunny 2. So I'll show you how I fish that, I think. Like we say, let's try and bag 1. So anyway, I'm going to have a cup of tea. And I'm going to chill out for a bit. Let's see how we get on. Let's see if we can do some good. Right, I'll speak to you all very soon, I think. Right, quick update. I think it's what time is it? It's 6:10. There's not a lot been going on today. I haven't seen nothing roll. The odd roach is topping, that's about all. That's nothing really. I've been getting pestered by the nuisance fish, by the roach. Keep pulling the maggots off into my rig. But tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I'm going to my little lake, I think. So I'll see how I get on there. Look, the sun's beautiful, nice and warm. Beautiful day, I tell you. Oh, great weather. It's to be as nice tomorrow. So, yeah. Fishing, not too good. A lot showing. Getting a lot of slicks. That could be all that. Could be the carp or the roach or the pike swimming over the spot. Could be anything that. But there's no way tench showing. So that's my quick update for tonight. Wednesday night, first night coming up. So 8 o'clock, poof, I'll be over there. As you can see, I'm only fishing light. I've got my shelter with me, my bed, chair, rest of the stuff's on the barrow ready to go. It takes a few minutes to load up. So yeah, unfortunately. A few people on tonight. No one's catching nothing. It's dead. So right, let's have a waffling. I'm gonna have this cup of tea and then I'm gonna chill out. And hopefully a tench will come along. So I'll speak to you all very soon. I hope to show you a fish. If not, there's always next week, isn't there? So it's not going to be a long vlog, this one. It's only a small half an hour one, not like the last an hour and 16 minutes or whatever it was. Whew. Takes some editing, I tell you. Right, I've gone. Right, day 2. Change of plan. I'm in a new swim, as you can possibly see. I bait up the margins, and there's a bit of a problem with the margins for the day fishing. It's only my opinion, but I think it's only about 2 feet deep, and I can see the bait. I've seen no fish there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this bomb over to my marker, and then I think I'm going to have to try and find an area a bit further out in the water, a bit deeper on the silt, and fish into that. I think that's going to be my plan for the next challenge, shall I say. I mean, I've got to be careful here, I don't get hemmed in, because I might get the odd idiot who might cast across towards me, and then the next peg down he could do the same and trap me in. But I don't think that'll happen, to be fair. I bloody hope not. But let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's see how we get on. A young jack pike sat there in the margins under my rods. Last night I got absolutely mullered by the bird life over on Sunny 2. The old ducks like to get a bit frisky underneath my rods, and there was knocking them off. So that was a bit of a pain. I've had a roach in the night. It wasn't a big one, it was just a roach. But at least it was a fish, you know, so let's hope I can find it. Well, in all fairness, this particular lake is all silt, I think. There is a bit of gravel, but it's in the middle. That's nowhere near my swim. But what we'll do, I'll find a spot, and a bit later on I'll show you how I'm going to fish it. I'm going to fish it 2 ways, I think. I think I'm going to use a flatbed feeder, a hook link like the ones you've seen on the Sunny 2 when I'm fishing for the tench, with a core and a maggot. But the thing is I'll make it longer, but I'll put a weight in middle about 2 inches away from the hook. Hopefully that weight does help turn the hook faster and stick in. But without that, I think you can actually get rid of the hook. You know, longer the hook link, the easier it is for him to get rid of, in my opinion. So I'm going to put that bit of a weight, that split shot on, or a sinker on, with a bit of putty around it, about 2 inches up from the hook, and hopefully it'll help set that hook and keep it in. We can only wish, can't we? But we can always see and see if there's any change. But while I'm here, if you want to see, that's my float setup. Float, lead, and a boom. So that's my plan. So I'll get on with that, and I'll get back to you very shortly with the rigs and stuff. It's quite a good swim actually. It's a big swim, plenty of room in. So I might end up even bloody, because my idea was to come over here, fish the margins, and fish about 10 yard out. But at this situation, this problem that I've got, I might have to fish further out, so I might have to use a spod mix. But I'm probably going to use my mix actually. I've got quite a lot of it with me. I mean, I did a quick blog the other day for somebody to show them what it was. It's just my mix really. You've all seen my mix. I think it's basically breadcrumb. It's got molasses meal in it, and it's got halibut pellet ground down powder, so halibut powder basically. And in that I've got some maggots, corn, hemp. I mixed it with a bit of water and a lot of CSL liquid, so it gives you that nice goldeny colour. Once it's been in water for half an hour or so, it washes out and it goes like a whitey colour, like a white patch, and you can see it really well in the edge, which if I can get round to it I will probably show you that. See, I'm not fishing so deep, and I'll probably put this out on a carpet, you know, loose feed it. It's quite a dry mix. It stings as well. We'll see how we get on with that. So, right, that's enough waffling. I'm going to do it at marker floating. I'll see you all soon. Welcome back. It is Saturday morning. Just gone 10 o'clock. Basically, I'm cutting my trip short, as you'll know by this, by the length of this blog. It's only a short blog. I've not done so much filming this week because, to be quite honest, it's been very boring. I've only had basically roach and perch. That's all I've had all week. See, I fished 2 lakes. I did a night on Sunny 2, which at the start of this blog you'd see, and then I came over here on Thursday morning, hoping to catch a big tench, big whacker. That didn't really materialise. It was harder than what I thought. I've stuck to my guns, like I said to you. I baited the margins with my ground bait. I could see the ground bait going. That could be small fish, etc, etc. I've been doing a bit of wandering around this past few days when my rods haven't been in. I've been walking down the far margin, which is just over there. I don't know if you can see it too well in the trees. Now, I found a lot of tench in them reeds, that grassy area around that tree line. There was a lot of tench there this week. Some big ones, small ones, so there's definitely good tench in here. I tried float fishing for them, stalking them, not a sniff. The weather's been lovely until today. It's got a lot windier, it's a bit cloudier, it's raining. It started raining this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning when I got up. So it's been a bit iffy, to be honest, and it's been a bit boring. I say I've done well for the roach and the perch. I've not blanked. Last night, before I had my tea, I was talking to the head bailiff, which is Callum, and I said to him, I says, you know, have you got any tips on this? 'Cause I've never fished this lake before. My first thoughts were, when I get here, fish the margins and fish a nice little area about 20 yard out on the silt with a bit of spod mix, a ground bait mix, you know, get a better carpet down there and sit on that. Well, that worked for the roach. Did really well for the roach, like I say. The margins, I've been doing a bit with the margins. I've been checking all different margins, chucking bits of ground bait in and seeing if it's been cleared, and it has. In front of me here, either side of the peg, I've got some nice rushes, nice reeds, but obviously they're not green yet because it's still early in the season. It's not so deep. Basically, I said, I saw Callum and I said, do you have any tips? And he says, yeah, in front of my swim there's a post. He says, fish around that area. I says, right, fair enough. So I put my rig on one side of that post. It's only what, literally you can drop it in off the end of your rod tip, and I did the same at the other side in the margins again with some maggots, hemp and corn as free offerings, and I was using a stick mix on my trusted corn and maggot rig. Anyway, this morning, quite early on, 8 o'clock, it ripped off the left hand rod. I'm not really weighing it, it's probably between 5 and 6 pound, this tench. Oh, elation when that thing went over the net. I was so happy it was just done through. Absolutely buzzing I was. I say I've never fished this water before, and I've got a tench on the last day with a few hours to go, so I'm over the moon. You'll see the tench in just a minute, but first of all I just want to quickly run you through the rig, because the rig's very similar to the one that I've used in my last vlogs on Sunny 2. Difference is, on this rig I'm using a lead clip system because of the silt, and it's a 1 ounce lead, pale lead, coated hook link material. This is £15. This is N-Trap soft onto a quick change swivel link. For a simple reason, easy use to put my stick on and change the rig when I needed to. You've all seen the core in itself with the maggots on the end. And a hook. Size 10, Corum specimen hook. Bit of silicone tube in there to kick it over. Have you noticed this hook link is slightly longer? It's probably about 5.5 inches long because of the silt. I like the flexibility around the quick link and the swivel. For a simple reason, I don't want it bolt upright if it sinks in, because it'll all look wrong. Plus I'm only fishing the margins, it's quite hard, but on the spot that I found at distance, well I say distance, at 20 yard out, wasn't, it was silt. And that's basically it. And that's the rig that did the tench on this morning. And the second rig exactly the same. Exactly the same, lead clip system, but it's a fluorocarbon leader, straight through to a hook, hair rigged, and a dumbbell, a krill dumbbell. That didn't do nothing this morning, in all fairness, but I wasn't too bothered. This ripped off, and the stick mix. Show you the bags. They are quite big bags. I wanted a lot of attraction around the hook bait to cover the hook link. It's quite a long hook link. That's the Mixed Blix mixed with the Mixed Blix liquid additive. The dumbbells I was using are only really the best, in my opinion, is the krill dumbbells. Now these have been glugged, and if you can see, I've got some of the krill dip, boilie dip, and I put a bit in, and I use them as my hook baits. I was using them on my flatbed feeder, which you saw earlier, I think, or if not you've seen it before. And I'm using the flatbed feeder with Special G ground bait and one of these on the hook, on the hair. And that was basically it. In all fairness, it was simple as. It weren't rocket science. Like I said, the biggest tip I can give you from this personal trip of me all is speak to the bailiff. Like I say, they know how he lives and breathes. He put me on a spot, that spot produced. I was over the moon. Even though I was fishing in the margins, there was a fence post that I didn't really go near, but he said you want to get yourself around that area, and it worked. The fish roared off into the middle, into the lake, so there was no problem with getting tangled up. So it was brilliant, really. And the spod mix, I don't know if you can, let's quickly show you my spod mix. Well, I won't say it's a spod mix. This here is basically, it's about 5 pints of maggot, half a jar of hemp, probably about 3 pints of castor, and a couple of tins of corn. I wanted plenty of colour in when I'm fishing on the silt to try and bring the tench in, and it did work, like I say, for the roach. And basically what I was doing, I was putting my bait out, my rigs, when I was in the margins last night and this morning. For all week really, when I've been fishing in the margins, I put my rig in, lower it in, it's got the stick on, and I put about, I don't know, say what, nearly a level spoonful of this around it. Like I said, that produced this morning. So I was buzzing, I was over the moon. What more can be said? So, happy days. I'll quickly show you the tench in just a minute. That's probably about it really to show you in the way of tactics and bait, and it's very simple. So I'm going to get this fish out, and I'll show you the fish, and then I will be packing up to go home for shower and change. I've got to go home early today. I were going to go home tomorrow, but other things have popped up, so I'm going to get everything packed down. There's not a lot to pack down. I've fished quite light this week. You know, obviously it's all on the barrow already. I'm going to take my bed. My bed's packed up. Just going to put it on the front of my barrow. Take this down. Pack my rods away. 20 minutes, I'm gone. So I will show you this fish right now, I think. So catch you in a second. Right. Here we go. One tench. Between £5 and £6. It's not the prettiest of looking tench, I will be honest with you, but I'll tell you what it is, they were the most welcome. It's proper black on the top, it's a female, its mouth's not the best, but I'll tell you what, it's still a nice tench. Over the moon with it really, to be fair. I mean, it's been a hard week, so I'm going to slip you back. Thank you very much for coming along and making my week. And yeah, pretty good. So if you've watched this through to the end, thank you. I'll possibly see you in a week's time, hopefully for some more of these beauties. And yeah, see you all soon. Thanks for watching.